mind. I want to talk today about, Lord willing, Lord, just stop the time. Give me enough time to get this in that you gave it to me. I want to talk to you about mothers who were led by the Spirit. And the Lord just led me to four specific people in the New Testament, in the Bible, Old Testament and New, who were mothers, who were led by the Spirit, even sometimes when they didn't realize that they were being led by the Spirit. How many of you here today either had a mom or have a mom? Okay. How many of you realize you couldn't be here without mom? That was God's choice. It was your channel into the earth realm. So we honor that choice today. I got Julie a special card that she forgot to bring, but we have 5 children, so we got lots of cards. And I wanted to just read a couple of these. I won't say which, well, this is from Angel, she won't mind. Some of the older ones say, don't mention the name anymore, Dad. This one says, Mom, you do the laundry, you cook the dinner, you clean, you do errands. Wow, Dad sure is high maintenance. Have a happy Mother's Day from Angel. Y'all see this one? If you can see it, that little puppy dog. All right. Mom, remember when I really, really wanted something and I'd look at you with those puppy dog eyes? Well, I really, really want you to have a happy Mother's Day. See, isn't that cute? This one here, you can guess who this was from. I won't say the name. I know I wasn't always the easiest kid to raise, but good thing we can look back and laugh about it now. We can laugh about it now, can't we? Happy Mother's Day. This one was from Wesley Josiah. I think he may have had the best one of all of them. And he's conked out right there on Julie. And it says, no cooking, no cleaning, no grocery, no errands. No, you're not dreaming. It's Mother's Day. Enjoy. Isn't that sweet from Wesley Josiah? I thought this was one of the best ones. If I can find it here, I've read it somewhere. Maybe that's the last one because I can't find it. Had one more. Oh, okay, whatever. I'll tell you what it looked like. Oh, it's right there. There. Okay, here it is. She had to sing this one. This is from Andrew. Y'all see that cat dressed up in a cowboy hat and a scarf? Okay, and it just simply says, no animals were harmed in the making of this Mother's Day card. One cat, however, was made to feel like a complete idiot. Isn't that great? I thought that was good. Oh, happy Mother's Day, yeah. Okay. I want you to go over to the book of Philippians chapter 4. And we have been talking for the last couple months on how to be led by the Spirit of God. And I want to again emphasize that fact as we talk about some mothers, some women who were mothers who were led by the Spirit of God in their lives. And just encourage you with that. Keep Philippians open and ready there. As I just mentioned, just the way the Lord gave it to me. Think about 2 Timothy chapter 1, where Paul writes to Timothy and he says, I'm reminded of your sincere faith, which dwelt first in your mother and in your grandmother, and now it dwells in you. Y'all remember that verse? Yeah, get that Bible for a minute. Sincere faith. And the word sincere, actually, it's the word, the opposite of hypocrisy. The word hypocrisy used to be the term for acting. Okay, so if you were an actor, you were called a hypocrite. You were acting, you were hypocrisy, okay? Paul said, I'm reminded of the sincere faith, the faith that's not play acting, the faith that's not a show, it's not an entertainment act for Sunday mornings or Wednesday nights, but it's true faith. And he said it first dwelt in your grandmother, then it dwelt in your mother, now it dwells in you, Timothy. Does that show you how God has entrusted something to you that you can deposit faith into your children? I think about, and here's the 4 mothers that the Lord led me to. The first one was Moses' mother in Exodus chapter 2. And it doesn't say a lot about her. I can't find her name. Anybody knows her name? Perhaps some of the Hebrew writings may have some ideas. But in Exodus chapter 2, and I'll just read it to you. You don't need to turn there. I'm going to try to be quick today. It says, a man from the family of Levi married a woman who was also from the family of Levi. She became pregnant, gave birth to a son. When she saw how wonderful the baby was, she hid him for 3 months. Why? Because Pharaoh was literally killing the children. Anytime God begins to move in a generation, the devil notices it and he tries to kill those deliverers. She was giving birth to a deliverer. And the devil tries to wipe out the people who are going to be the deliverers. And so know that and understand that. She hid him until she was no longer able to hide the baby. And I want you to just think about how she was led by the Spirit. Even though in the Old Covenant she didn't know she was being led by the Spirit, we have a lot more understanding. We can look back and read about this, whereas she didn't have this to read. But she did have the ability to yield to the God who had set up the Levitical system, that they were a part of the priesthood. That was the Levites were the priests. And so after 3 months, she's not able to hide the baby. So she got a basket. She made it of reeds and covered it with tar so that it would float. She put the baby in the basket. Now, just think of what God had entrusted her with here. And as she is led by the Spirit, sometimes we're led by the Spirit and don't even realize it. But as you just are sensitive and say, God, lead me how to take care of my family. Lead me how to speak to not just physical sons and daughters, but to spiritual sons and daughters. And to people that God brings around you who need protection, they need help, they need to be guarded. And as this little infant, of course, a little infant is one of the most helpless beings on the planet, aren't they? Infants. They can't do anything for themselves. They have to be fed. Basically somebody said a baby is a device with a loudspeaker on one end and a sewage plant on the other. And they're just helpless. You just got to take care of them. And so here she's taking care of this baby, probably not realizing that this baby would deliver 3 million of God's people. Just in a matter of 80 years later. But God began the life of this deliverer with this mother. Now, I just want you to see. Now, one of the things that the Lord's been speaking to me about is recognizing the difference. Okay, wisdom is the ability to discern difference. Not everybody is exactly the same. Have you all noticed? There's a difference. There's a difference between right and wrong, righteousness and sin or unrighteousness. There's a difference between darkness and light. There's a difference between wisdom and foolishness. There's a difference, okay? And if you can begin just meditate on this, whether you're a mother or father or whoever, because we all have a call. But if you can recognize there's a difference in the assignment of mothers. What is the difference? I mean, you think about it. God entrusts the life of this baby and the future development. Because you know what affects a lot of the decisions you make later in life are affected by the way you're brought up in those early formative years. And if you're able to be used of God and have wisdom, and nobody's perfect, we all make mistakes in it, but the more sensitive you can be to God to recognize the role He gives you, you're able to impart faith into them, to impart right from wrong in them, to show them the difference, even the uniqueness about them. See, I don't know where Moses, if his mother knew that he was a deliverer, but if you have the sensitivity to say, God, show me my children with your eyes. Let me see the difference in my children from all the others. Because, we're all the same. We're one of 6 billion on the planet at this season, at this time. But each one's different, and each one's unique, and each one has a different assignment than the other. My assignment's different than anybody else sitting here. Nobody else is called to pastor the church like I am. It's different. If you have wisdom, you discern the difference. There are people, I was with people this last week, and one of them is a prophetic teacher and a prophetic evangelist. There's a difference in this lady. The thing she delivers is different because it's what God gave her.